Okay, let's give you guys some more practice. So here, somehow integrate this. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this, when you look at this, I hope you can get by now, I hope you can get a kind of gut instinct that you should make this to be your substitution. So let's W equals this. So if W equals this, then dW equals this, and then make dx a subject. So rearrange it to give you this. But the thing is, we don't want it in terms of x. So we would go back to here and somehow manipulate this to get rid of the x. So in this case, square root of x is w. So we can put w into here. So that will then take us to this. In this case we don't actually need to do this step here. We don't actually need to do this step here because the square root here will cancel out with this square root down here. But let's just do it anyway. Okay, so from here, normally we would need to somehow get rid of this x here. So we would go back here and then somehow manipulate this. Well, in this case, it's just simply square root of x is simply w. So we can just put it into here. That will then take us to this. So now we can just blindly put this into here, and then put the w here into here, w here, and then put the w into here. So this whole thing here will then become this. And then notice that this here will cancel out with this. The 2 here is a constant, so take it out. That will then take you to here. And then now it's just well, this bit here is simple to integrate. So that will then take you to here. And then remember, we said earlier, let w equals the square root of x. So that will then take you to here. Okay. So your final answer is this. Next question here. So somehow integrate this. So press pause and have a go. Okay. So to do this, let's w equals this thing here. So if w equals this thing here, then dw equals this thing here. Somehow make dx a subject. That will then take you to here. Sometimes you would need to somehow get rid of this x. Sometimes you would need to do that. So we would normally go back to here and somehow manipulate this. Well, if you want to get rid of x, then you would look at this and then exponentiate both sides. That will then give you this. So now you've got x in terms of this. But in this case, we don't need to replace this x because it will later on cancel out with this one here. Okay. Well, anyway, now we are at this stage here. So let's put this back into here, and then put the w into here. Okay. So this whole thing here will then become this. So now we can just cancel these two out. That will then give us this, and then imagine this as being to the power of -2, and then integrate it. It will then give you this plus a constant. Tidy this up, blah blah blah, and then earlier we said let's w equals the natural log of x. So now we can put this into here. So that will then give us this. So this here is your final answer. Okay.